So this is mine so far. So I've cut it about 10 centimetres, 4 inches wide and about half a metre long. This will be added to, but this was just a quick and easy size to get started on in the class. Now what I've done here, I've added some fabric and it's just little offcuts that I had on my sewing table at the time. You could add fabrics that have special meaning to you, so if you've made something special you could take some of that off there, little snippets of lace, anything in there that has a special meaning or that you just like the look of, you can add it as you go along. I've just added it to this top bit. You can see this bit is plain down here. You can keep yours plain. Now some of the ideas I've had, sometimes we'll do some counted stitching, so I've got some in a hoop here, so you could add some linen or Aida onto your sampler, so you've got a basis to do your counted work. So when we come to maybe doing cross stitch or things like that, that will go on there. Sometimes in the hand sewing I have to demonstrate hemming stitch, and I thought it would be nice just to have a little hem piece on there that it just adds a little bit of interest as well, but is a way of being able to demonstrate stitches without having to do it on the real thing, so they can have a bit of a practice first. So you can see 9th of October, this is the date that I started mine. I may add in significant dates as we go along. There might be little bits of information that I want to add. And I was just thinking that if you're doing some certain stitches, it may be nice just to draw some motifs on and use that stitching, that picture, as a basis for your stitching as well. And this is where fabric comes in. So this little flower fabric here, that reminds me very much of lazy daisies and French knots, so you might see some of those coming up there. So I'm going to demonstrate or go through the process of how to put it together, and then we're going to be talking about the stitches. So let's have a look down on the table. So this is prepared for class on Tuesday. So the basis for it, the backing fabric, is some calico. And then I've got some ordinary cotton fabric here. So these are just offcuts from things that I've done. So let's just separate that off. So that's going to be your basis, and then that's going to go on the top there. So what I've done, if I turn you over on the other side, you will see here, or you might see here, very faint, I've got some tacking lines which is holding the two layers together. If you're going to add fabric, you're going to tack those on, but I would suggest using a different colour cotton to stitch on, because then you're not going to undo the wrong bit of stitching. So you can see where I've used running stitch to hold the fabric down. I've taken that stitching away from there now, but the tacking stitches that I used there were in a different colour. So if you're going to decide that you want to add fabric like I've done here, you put your tacking stitches in. You can see I've not actually gone across the bottom of there. We'll see what happens there. I'm still in the process of doing some running stitch, so I may go back and add that. I've used a water soluble pen to write the date, and I will do that probably from time to time. It may be when I come and add a new one I put the date there, or if there's something significant happen that I want to remember, I may put some notes on as well. So here you can see I've got different sizes of fabric. It doesn't really matter. So I've got a long piece here, a wider piece here. I will come and fit in as and when I need to, but that was a good start. And the reason I've done this is because I thought it just makes it look pretty. You could leave it with this and do your stitching on there. But like I said, sometimes the motifs on your fabric will probably speak to you about different stitches that you can use. So for the date, I have written it up with the fabric marker and I've gone over it in back stitch, and then using running stitch I've secured these pieces. Pinned them first, tacked them, took the pins out, then adding the stitching, and once they were all secure I've taken the tacking out.